Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're going to be having a review of the Ranger Raptor now that we've had it for almost 2 weeks. We're going to be having a calving update because we were stuck bang in the middle of calving. We're very busy at it and we're going to see how things are going, and we're also going to be having a little look at the fertilizer spreader and how it's progressing on, and yeah, we nearly finished it. How's it turning out? We'll check that out as well. So a few different things we're going to check out. Come on, let's get going with the Raptor. Alright, so the Ford Ranger Raptor, what do we think of it after 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks of driving it? Well, I came into it, I have to be honest, came into it fairly blind, didn't know much about them, never drove one before, so yeah, it was going to be something different. We've always had Land Cruisers here, we've 2 Land Cruisers, and that's what we've always had and always used, and they've been good servants to us and love them, great. So the chance then to get the Ford Ranger Raptor to drive for a couple of weeks was going to be something different and something that we were open about, and we're looking forward to trying it out. So we took it, we've tried it, run it through its paces and a few different things, and the first thing I'd say about it is we were very, very impressed with how comfortable it was to drive. I noticed on the way home, I just said to myself, coming home, I just knew that this is very comfortable, almost car-like comfort coming home, so which is quite impressive, and especially in a pickup. Any pickups I've ever drove have been quite bouncy and, you know, not the most comfortable, and not something that I would have ever considered, because coming from the likes of a Land Cruiser to even a Hilux, they were always a lot more bouncy, and I wouldn't have called them as steady on the road, or even a trailer on them. I would have never thought a Hilux was as steady as a Land Cruiser on the road. So that was the first thing I noticed with the Ranger. It is very comfortable on the road, even crossing speed ramps, and very comfortable. Got it into the field then, and was super impressed with it in the field. The ground is quite wet at the minute, so had it in 4-wheel drive, no issues at all. Alright, we were just driving around the field and trying it out, but very impressive, and handled well, drove well, lovely. The other thing then was we tried it on a trailer. We put a trailer on it. We had to go to, we had a decent trip to do with the trailer. We'd put our cattle trailer on, we had to take a bull to the factory, and we had to go to Ballinfull and stuff, which is probably about an hour and a half from here in the Jeep, and took it with us. It handled the trailer superbly well. That's the only thing I can say about it. Alright, it was only one bull. Maybe if you had 4 in it, you'd have to try that out. But with the one animal, we made the time up going over the road. We were quicker going over the road with it because it just handled like a cow going over the road with the trailer on it, better than our Land Cruisers would. And it had loads of power, which another thing which I was a little worried about. I know it's over 200 brake horsepower, but it's only a 2-litre engine, so I was a little worried about that. Our Land Cruisers are 3-litre, and so you're kind of comparing the bigger engine and the smaller engine. But again, very impressed with it. It has loads of power. The fact, I suppose, it's got the 10 speed automatic gearbox. The other thing that was mentioned when I put the video up saying that we were going to have this Jeep for a couple of weeks was someone mentioned something about fuel consumption, and fuel consumption I didn't see as an issue at all. Again, we're just comparing it to the Land Cruisers, and didn't see many harder on fuel than Land Cruisers. In fact, I would say it uses less fuel than Land Cruisers, and that can only be a good thing at the price of fuel. Like, we've done around 1,500 miles on it, just looking at it here. Yeah, in around 1,500 miles, we used a full tank, and we used about half a tank then as well. Not even half a tank. We didn't fill it up the second time. So yeah, like it's not hard on fuel at what we were doing. Even on the trailer run, didn't seem hard on fuel, so that wouldn't be an issue.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
So that is it, the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now it is the old model. Some people did point that out, that it is the old model, and well, it's not technically the old model. You can't buy the other model yet, but it is more or less coming out, or in the process of coming out very soon, in the coming month or so, or maybe 2 months. But yeah, it's, if you were buying a Raptor today, this is what you get. But there is a new one coming out, probably a facelift version or whatever. But yeah, look at, lovely machine. We've been very, very impressed with both of us, both myself and Dad. Very, very impressed with it, and yeah, fantastic to get an opportunity to drive it and have it. And big thank you to Ford Ireland for leaving it with me for the 2 weeks. I very much appreciate it. So yeah, that's it, we're impressed. On to the next part of the video, which is the calving, how the calving is going, and yeah, let's see. Alright, so calving update. So since the last calving, we've had, I think the last video was 5 days ago I done, and at that stage we had 5 calves, maybe 6 calves, I think it was 5. But since that now we're up to 13 calves. They've been calving away quite well, and things have been going a little bit better. Still a couple of issues, which I'll show you in a moment, but overall doing well. Last one to calve is this one here. She calved yesterday morning, so we're 24 hours now with no calves born, so a little bit of a respite, which we're happy enough with. But she was the last one. She calved on her own, lovely limousine Charlie Cross calf, and yeah, no issues at all, lovely calf. Now, the only issue was she's a wee bit flighty after she calved, and she went for Dad and went for me then after as well, but she had settled down. She's not too bad. Yesterday evening when we were doing feeding, so yeah, by 7 o'clock yesterday evening we were in feeding these, and she had settled down, which I suppose is normal enough. You just have to watch them, especially after the calf. Another one here was born a few days ago, and she's a quite bony, thin cow. She always, in the last couple of months before she calves, she always loses some condition. She puts it all into the calf. She always has a great calf. Lots of milk, and she's been a good cow. She's a bit nervy, and if she's in the field, she's one of those cows that when you go into the field, she runs to the far corner. She's a bit fretty like that, but she is a good cow. She's getting on a bit. She has a little bit of a foot issue, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that over the next, when she gets out. We had a foot guy put a block on it. She had an infection on it. She got a wee stone into her foot and got an infection on it. So we'd put a block on one half of the hoof, where the other one then was pared back, and just to let it heal. So it has healed up, and she is putting weight on it, but she just kind of holding it up a little bit all the time on the front if you watch up. But we'll see what she's like when she gets out. When she gets out, it may free out and she might be okay. So we'll see. If not, she could be on the list for culling this year. So we'll just have to see. Another one here who got very flighty after she calved. You can see, because I was standing in here, she started digging in the pen. Yeah, she got very flighty. She calved on Tuesday night at about 11 o'clock. and I come up to move the calf into another pen because there was another cow calving as well, and she went for me 2 or 3 times when I was trying to get the calf out. So not like her, and she has settled down a bit, but she's a wee bit nervy still. Lovely Charlie calf, with some great calves born over the last number of days. Lovely calves. So yeah, that was another one. This red one here is due to calve. She's another one that had a bit of a foot issue, and we've kind of just left her sitting in here because she gets on well enough with the Charlie cow beside her, or Charlie cow beside her, and yeah, we're just letting her lie in here. She's due to calve soon enough, but she's just not calving yet, and she'd be more comfortable on the straw than on the slats. That's the little calf with an issue with sickness and infection at the weekend. He has improved, just steadily has improved. We haven't put him in creeping yet, but he is improving, and we hope to maybe get him in creeping. We even put him in creeping this evening. We'll see how it just works out, but he's coming on leaps and bounds. So we go in the back and we look at some of the other ones in the back. Alright, so in the back we have, these are the older ones now that are in creeping. There's 6 of them that we've in creeping at the minute. So they can basically go in, lay in the back of the straw, and then they can creep in now through the gate here and go in like this guy here is, and going to get a drink. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening. You can see some of these calves will be due to go in to drink now, but yeah, they've got the hang of it fairly quickly, going in and out and creeping and all that kind of end of it. We'll have a look at the 2 cows now that's up here. One of them we've an issue with. Hold on, we'll go up into that pen. Alright, so this is one of the other cows, the calves. She had a set of twins. So lovely set of twins, bull and a heifer calf. And she had a little bit of an issue after she calved. She took an infection in her heart, of all places. Can happen from time to time, I'm told, according to the vet. But she took an infection in her heart, left her sick, put her off her feed, put her off her milk. So she has some milk. She's not eating that much, and we've had the vet out and she's been medicated up to the eyeballs, and we've follow-up medication to give her. So hopefully it'll get her eating. We now picked a wee bit of grass for her there, and just to see would she eat the grass. And she's having a wee bit of a nibble at it. We'll just see if she continues to eat it now. Because she's ate very little. We had hay here for her. She ate very little of the hay. Well, maybe she had a wee bit of the hay. So hopefully she'll get back. Hopefully she'll get back eating and get back to feeling a bit better, because we want her to rear these 2 calves if she can at all. We can't excite them too much now because they can take a heart attack with this condition. So you have to just be careful of her and not do too much of her, and hopefully she'll come back all right. This was the other girl. So the night that the blue cow up there I was telling you about was calving at 11 o'clock. This one here was going crazy, looking for a calf that she hadn't got at that stage, and went for me as well. So as I was putting one cow, put the blue cow into the far pen, this one here went into the calving pen here at the front, and I escaped the other cow coming this side. I turned around, this one here was coming at me from the other angle, so I was getting it from both sides. They never went for me before, ever, but they both were sick at the same time. This one was panicking. She thought that I'd give her calf to the other cow and went for me. So left her alone, and she then calved on her own. I just went up the house, took about half an hour maybe to calve, watching on the camera, and as watching on the camera she was pushing out the calf. The calf was coming out, and the placenta bag, the bag as we do call it, was completely covering the calf's head. I said, Jesus Christ, he's going to smother. Into the cow, flew down as quick as I could. By the time I got down, the calf had busted the bag open. I have a picture, I'll put it up, just showing you of what I seen on the camera. So yeah, got down anyway, but the calf was up and fine, shaking his head, no issues at all. And he's I think it's a bull calf, but lovely. And again, another lovely calf, lovely big calf, and no issues at all really. She's settled down now as well. She's probably was a little bit more flighty even than the blue one for that day or so, but she has again, as I say, settled down. This girl is still eating away at the grass, which is what we want to see, and hopefully she continues to do that, and I'll take in, if I have to, I'll take in more grass for her. So that's kind of an update. Still not trouble free. The calves are doing well now. This cow is the biggest issue, just to make sure that she gets over the infection that she has and comes back right. But yeah, there's a bit of age to her, and there's two of these here. There's her and another one there that we bought off a very good friend of ours who passed away, and there was a bit of sentimental with them that we wanted to keep them on, but this one had a bit of a foot issue as well. There's a couple of them had feet issues, and we're going to pick out a good few of them and cull them off, and she's probably going to be one of them, hopefully if she can raid the calves, and we'll not put the bull back with her, because as I say, the age is against her. But yeah, that is an update on calving at present. I was going to show you the fertilizer spreader, but I'm going to leave it for now, and we'll see it in the next video. I have a little bit more to do to it, and when it's completely finished, I'll show you the fully finished product. But it's coming together well. I'm very happy with how it's shaping up. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you very much for watching the channel, watching the video. If you're not already subscribed, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments to make on the calving or the Raptor or any of those things. Until the next video, see you in the next one.